Okay, so we are looking at graphs now. So getting into some of the details on the science section. And the first most important thing is to master graphs. You really have to know how to read and understand the story of a graph, okay? Most of our information is coming from graphs and charts, and they can take a lot of forms, all right? So one of the keys to getting better at the science section is just getting familiar with different types of graphs and not getting mixed up or scared because you have an unusual graph, okay? So here we have a graph, and the first thing you do is look at the key, right? Okay, we've got four different genes and they've got these four different lines. It's a little bit annoying. Something like you have to be kind of careful between, this all dots and then line, dot, dot, line, dot, dot. And just be careful. I've seen students kind of mix up just a simple thing like that because they're not looking at those little details. So make sure you have that. Now we have RTR, whatever, something being measured on the y-axis, and time in hours on the x-axis. And make sure that right after you look at the key, you look at the axes. What are they talking about? Okay. So whatever RTR is, it's going up a lot for gene one, and then a little and then a lot for gene two. And then for gene three and four, they go down. RTR goes down and they're almost down to zero by hour 12. Okay, cool. And that's the story of the graph. That's what you have to look at: the key, the axes, and then kind of what happens. Okay. Um, so this is just sort of repeating all of that. And just to get to the key points, right? Be sure to look at the axes and what units they are in, right? RTR, this one didn't have units, just 0 to 10. So you didn't have to worry about that, but time is in hours, and that's important. Um, be sure to look at the key very carefully. Notice the scale of the axes, okay? In this case, it's kind of normal, but sometimes it could be weird. You can have like 1, and then if it's an exponential axis, it'll be 1 and then 10 and then 100, right? So you have to be careful about what's happening there. And then circle anything on the graph that seems unusual or unexpected to you. In this case, I don't think there's anything unusual or unexpected. This all seems pretty standard. Maybe this is a little weird. It sort of like goes up and then reaches a peak at like 9 and at 10 hours, and then it goes down. Maybe that's something to circle. I don't know. But the most important thing again is the axes and the key, especially the axes. You have to like really look what's happening there in terms of the scale, in terms of the units.